When they went to the poll to vote on 12th of October 2025, they were assured of one thing, and that one thing is that the head of state is strong, viable, active, and he works 24 hours. They were assured that they are voting for a commander-in-chief that will take them for 7 years. They were assured that the commander-in-chief is apt. He knows them by name, by size, and everywhere they are, he remains their father. The constitution is clear, and it stipulates that the commander-in-chief shall be elected on general vote when he assumes absolute majority of the vote. And within that, the fabric of the constitution stipulates that he becomes the commander-in-chief and rule the nation, and also make sure that he defines the policies of the nation. However, rumors started circulating about the implementation of the position of the vice president. Nobody within the government came out to debunk the rumor or to affirm the rumor. Nobody within the parliament who are supposed to be the voice of the people, who are supposed to update their constituencies about the recent happening, none of them took out the time to debunk or to confirm at their respective constituency. It was a rumor, as like any other rumor, which has always been. As time will have it, the rumor eventually proved itself to be true. None of these members of parliament still took out time to go to their respective constituencies and update them and inform them as to why that position of the vice president was introduced, as to what role it will play within the fabric of their nation, as to how important it is, and how they should vote in line with the people. When we crossed Nigeria, not seemingly a perfect democracy, limping, though, but very effective in terms of the will of the people. Members of parliament nicodemously went into the parliament and voted to legitimize a process which their constituencies are calling it a sham and a vote that was stolen from the ballot of the October 12th. Yes, the process has been legitimized. Yes, the process has been made in a constitution, waiting the head of state to promulgate it and sign it for it to be effective. But the role here is in Article 6, sub 15, that the head of state has a right to appoint and to dismiss the vice president. The fabric of the nation is based on bijural and bicultural nature of the southern Cameroon, now West Cameroon, and the French Cameroon. I think it is high time for us not to treat these two entities as one, despite the fact being in their specificity. We are united in our diversity. The Fuman Conference gave the Southern Cameroonians the opportunity to be well represented in the nation and the draft federal constitution that we saw Solomon Tanjamuna occupying two key positions, the vice president and also the speaker of the House of Assembly. The constitution at the time was clear. If in case Aijo, anything happens to him or he wants to resign, Solomon Tanjamuna will take over. That was to protect the bijural and the bicultural nature, to make us understand we are one and indivisible in our specificity. But when Aijo was about to resign, the constitution was mutilated overnight and reversed. The prime minister became the constitutional successor. The same scenario is about to play out in front of us, and many are celebrating that, oh, an Anglophone is going to be vice president. But the constitution did not give provision for the protection of the Anglophone minority. It did not state explicitly that the Anglophone should be appointed a vice president, and also did not state explicitly that if you are running as an Anglophone president, you must have a vice president Francophone, or if you are running as a Francophone president, you must have a vice president Anglophone. And it still also has not stipulated whether they will be running mate as vice president, which means that the president runs single-handedly and can appoint the vice president at will. Is that not a nuance in the constitution? In fact, it has come to prove that we have advanced democracy in Cameroon. And such democracy needs to be exported to the United States of America. We need to export it to Canada and export it to Nigeria so that Nigeria should understand how advanced the continent has become. We will be discussing that. Patches of Scotland came to Cameroon. The Anglophone crisis still did not end. The Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres himself, came to Cameroon. The Anglophone crisis refused going away. You also have Francophonie came to Cameroon. Nothing happened. The crisis is still ongoing. Moussa Faki, the then chairman of the African Union Commission, came to Cameroon. The crisis refused to go. 9 years counting in the Anglophone crisis. The men and the women are asking one simple question: who need to come for the crisis to end? Thank God. For 9 years they have been crying. The pontiff is now here. Will the Anglophone crisis still look at us on the face? The Pope, on last week's Sunday Easter message, he said, those who seek for war and those who promote war, God doesn't listen to their prayers. He was explicit. Those who promote war, those who launch war, God doesn't listen to their prayers. And the Catholic perspective, the Pope is a representative of Jesus Christ on earth. He is in the interpersonal Christi of Christ. During Mass, out of Mass, by the Catholic doctrine. And coincidentally, 70% of the members of our government and also the voices in the bushes are also part of the Catholic faith. Does God or will God listen to all of our prayers in Cameroon? It depends on you if you are promoting the war or if you are not promoting the war. But the message the Pope gave was, God doesn't listen to the prayers of those who push for war. This is House of Commons with me, Tamai Jarvis. Happy Sunday and thanks for joining us. If you are just joining us, you're watching House of Commons with me, Tamai Jarvis, with my panelists with whom we are going to introduce to them. Happy Sunday to you, Mr. Nyam Robert, your wife, Joanne, and happy Sunday to you, Kelia. Happy Sunday to you, Robert Senior, and happy Sunday to you, Rosemary, and all of your children. Happy Sunday to all of you watching us from different parts of the world. In the studio, we are joined by a cream of panelists with whom we are going to discuss on this issue about the issue of the vice presidential candidate. Is President Biya going to follow the constitutional provision that brought him to power? Or is he going to subjugate with a growing call of an Anglophone president, which is but normal that there should be an Anglophone vice president in Cameroon? If we look at the bi-Jew and bi-cultural nature, here we are flanked by members of political parties and civil society organizations to discuss on this issue. In the studio, we are joined by Dr. Barrister Asong Michael, who was a presidential aspirant and also aspired to change Cameroon one day from the perspective of the law and also humanity, believing that no one should be above the law and no one should be below the law. And we must set standards that meet the aspiration of the people without it being repugnant to natural justice. And that which we say we should do, we should mean it and do it. Happy Sunday, Dr. Barrister, and thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Mr. Jarvis. Thank you so much for that wonderful info. It's a privilege once more for me to be on your program and to be joined by the numerous co-panelists we have here, and which I salute. I want us to salute all our fellow Cameroonians who are dealing with all the struggles daily: dirt, pollution, poor roads, traffic, and hardship. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a regime that has been ruling us for over 43 years, and we seem to have no hope. But I want to assure each and every Cameroonian that there is always hope, and that will depend on each of our actions. Once more, thank you, and good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon to all those of you joining us here in the studio. Also, we are joined by the member of the True Democratic Party of Cameroon, who is in the person of Barrister Fu. Barrister Fu's party believe that they have what it takes to transform Cameroon and put Cameroon to the path which is true to its anthem: land of promise, land of glory, and deep endowment forevermore. And his party is struggling to make sure that they get majority of the parliamentary seats to restructure the constitution and bring it back in a way that it will not be the ability where the president has the power, but where the people has the power. That is taking power from the privileged few to the absolute majority. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us, the party of Barrister Ian Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Jarvis. Thank you for inviting us for this discussion today. We of the True Democratic Party of Cameroon, we still have hope. And we are sending out this message to Cameroonians who have given up. Some have been asking themselves if God still remembers them. And we are here with a message for everyone that there's hope. We just have to believe. We have to put our hands together. We, as a political party, our main focus is not just the presidential elections, because you see so many people, their target is the presidential election, and after that you don't see them. To bring change in this country, you have to start from grassroots, the municipal, legislative, because it's only there that you can have a control. And you bring a constitution which has the aspiration of the people. Without that, we will continue in this situation we find ourselves. Thank you. Good afternoon to all the members of the panelists.
Good afternoon, Esquire, and thank you very much for joining us on today's edition of our program. Also in the studio, we are joined by civil society, Mr. Biya Appoint. He is someone also that has transformed a lot of students within Douala and Cameroon, and also believe in the fact that we must move across the political scene with the sanctity, the moral values that we emulate, and also build the nation in a way that will help the younger generation to have the skills, the knowledge, and not just the theoretical brain that they work with. Biya Appoint is a firm believer that we must be true to the value that Cameroon shared. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Jarvis. I think it's a pleasure that I'm part and parcel of this program of today. I want to salute all the co-panelists, Mr. Hasson, my president. Once more, good afternoon. The other members, good afternoon. I think it's always a pleasure that we are called to give our own share or quota for nation building. I think that what unites us is more than what divides us. We are here to also, like civil society, to give positive criticism with regards to the building of our country. So it's a pleasure that I'm part and parcel of House of Commons. Once more, good afternoon to our favorite televiewers. Thank you, Jarvis.
Thank you. In the studio, we are joined by Mr. Brain of the Jovians Party, the party of the youth. They know that the youth play a central role in transforming Cameroon, and that is why they have decided that they are going to galvanize the youth, transform their minds, empower them in skills and technology, such that they can be able to take up the leadership of their country and transform it in a way that meets their aspiration. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Mr. Jarvis, and thank you for inviting us on the show. The Jovians Party is very happy to be here, and you can see I'm a youth, so that's to tell you, when they say youth-centric, they will not always send fathers ahead. They say youth, go and represent us to show us what we are talking about and our thoughts and ideas. So that's why we are here, to make sure what is going on in our country, us the youth too, on behalf of the Jovians Party, also have our own things to say and our own points of views. Thank you.
Thank you very much also to you, all those of you watching us from different parts of the world. I want to wish you happy Sunday. We'll begin the program with you, Mr. Asia. Since the camera is with you, I'll begin the program with you, Mr. Asia. We're looking at the issue about the vice president, and you deal with young people on a regular basis. Are they aware that this is what is happening in their country?
Mr. Jarvis, you know, there is this aspect of political apathy in Cameroon. Many young people are not concerned with politics in Cameroon. I think if I question many young people, they'll tell you that our dreams, especially those who are doing the higher education in Cameroon today, will say, after I've gotten my advanced level, or maybe I've gotten my first degree, I'll be going out of the country for greener pastures. So they feel that Cameroon, there is no way that the country can be changed, because when I look at how the things are going, I feel they are 100% correct. Mr. Jarvis, the question is, are young people interested about vice president in this country? I ask myself, what is that vice president going to do to the young people? How important is the vice president to young people? They makes it that the young people cannot be interested when it comes to the political growth of the country or anything that is happening, because we have gone through many elections producing the same results. When I come and sit and I see political parties still coming up again, I begin to ask myself, where are they going to? Because a country that has more than 230 political parties, what is wrong in Cameroon? That every day we keep dividing ourselves with many political parties. They say divided we fall, united we stand. Why not join ourselves to form one solid political party in this country and see if we can beat the party that is in power? So I still have a lot of problems with the politicians in Cameroon. And that's why somebody said somewhere that we don't have opposition in this country. That is why I will tell you that young people cannot be interested in politics, because when you keep your time and you produce the same result, how will young people actually have time in politics? So I feel the young people have this we call political party. Let us come even to registration that we are calling now on municipal elections that are upcoming. How many people are interested to go and register? Not, very few of them are interested. All they want to know is, please, I want to see my children or my future children growing. So you see that political apathy is a very big problem. Then I come back to the post of the vice president. You see, like in your introduction, Mr. Javis made it very clear. The country started with the post of a vice president, and that was, the reason was that there should be some equity when it comes to the Anglophones and the Francophones in the country. Therefore, if a president is a Francophone, the vice should be Anglophone, so that the Anglophone should not feel marginalized. But we will come to realize that as time went on, these things were carefully kept aside. So the coming in of a vice president, that I am seeing some people may not accept with me, but I feel that they say behind every rumor there is a truth, and it is already in the parliament. When we talk about the parliament, we cannot even talk that we have a parliament in Cameroon. Our parliament in Cameroon goes and sits for maybe a parliamentary session. The only thing they know is yes and nothing else. We have never seen a situation that the interest of the common man has actually been supported by the parliamentarians or those who represent their different constituency. So I feel that the position will be there. But the problem that I ask myself, or the question, what is disturbing me with the position of a vice president, Mr. Javis, is the fact that they have not given Cameroonians the route that the vice president is going to follow. They have not said, this is the function of the vice president. They have said the vice president will be appointed by the head of state, and at the same time the head of state has the powers to dismiss him at any time. Therefore meaning he will be a vice president of no portfolios. Then I want to feel that it becomes a calculated political coup d'etat in such a way that I feel it is a way of saying that after the president goes away, the vice that will be appointed by him will automatically become the next president. That is my own way of looking at it. So, Mr. Javis, let me not monopolize the microphone. I want to feel that young people will not or are not interested because they already have a political apathy. For 43 years, young people have never been part and parcel of this government. Okay. Just of recent, the president promised that there will be the young people will be included into the government. They will not take active part in the government. But surprisingly, Mr. Javis, when we look at the change that took place in the National Assembly, I don't think the president came in as the new speaker, Honorable Theodore, is a young person. I suppose there are many more younger persons in the parliament who could have been given that opportunity.
When you say he's not a young person, when you look at those people around there, he's not young.
Young as in, when we talk of young person, Mr. James, I want us to understand there was a day that somebody argued with me on TV, and I said that the Cameroon definition of youth is, I think it's the only country that has that particular definition. They say above 60 you are still a youth. I don't see that to be normal. When we talk of a young man, the current person that is the Speaker of the National Assembly is above 60. It's not a young man. He's 65. He's not a young man. Then when
at least he's younger than the previous.
He's younger, he may be younger. Even
somebody, the element of young is there.
Somebody is 90 years, Mr. Javis, and another person is 80. The person that is 80 is younger than the person.
Therefore, he's a young person.
He's a younger person, but in the sense of it, he is not young as to the aspiration of the youth of Cameroon. That's why that is it. I'm talking on the standpoint of what somebody of 40s or the 50s, even the 50s, what he will understand about somebody in the 30s is not the same as somebody in the 70s will understand. That is what I mean by young person. When we go now to the Senate, it was the same. When I look at the women that were brought in, there was no younger woman that was brought in into the National Assembly, even at the level of the Senate. So I still feel that we are just dancing the Bafia dance. We've started with what? We started with the Vice President. After we said now it was the Prime Minister. After we said it was the Senate that was supposed to be the constitutional. And then now we are coming back again with the Vice President with no portfolio. Thank you.
The Jovians, before I move to the barristers here, the Jovians. I don't know, it's your party actually doing a lot to sensitize Cameroonians about the happenings of their country regarding the position of the Vice President.
Wait, thank you for that one. Our party, they are trying their best for that, but we are trying to put more effort because, as earlier our father said, youths are no longer interested in politics. You will tell them, if you ask them, do you even know that there's a post of the Vice President being put in Cameroon? You're like, which post is that? Means they don't even know what is going on. Why? They are not interested. But the Jovians are making sure that we should be interested in politics in such a way, even on a youth celebration day like Valentine, they'll come and organize Valentine, tell you that come, we are celebrating. You to come and sit and ask, what is this? Which political party is organizing Valentine? We know that Valentine is for the youth, the definition youth. So I never see an old person there, but the leaders of that constituency were there, and youths were full, asking, tell me about it. Oh, so there's a political party actually in Cameroon that actually cares about the youth until when it comes to youth activity, they engage themselves in. Like me, I met Jovians having had my free drink, my free hamburger. I drank my juice. Seriously, because they organize a youth activity. So where I was going to, I decided, okay, when I'll pass by, I'll see who is talking about youth there. If I realized that it was
the party to where the youth
are. To where the youth are. They took it and now brought the for me, for example, I'm one of them. For me, for example, I'm one of them. So because it was a youth activity, so I met them there, and I'm making sure now that other youths like us and those who are in our fold should tell their friends, let their neighbors know that this is what is happening. If we want to cause change, we have to come and speak up, because we are the majority in terms of youth in the country. 30 below is more than 60% of Cameroon's population. So we are the ones who have to cause the change. We are the ones who have to come and speak up. We are the ones who have to come and tell our mind that no, what they are saying here, it doesn't fit us. We don't like it. So talking about the political party, like the post of the Vice President, which the rumor started that they might be talking about that in the Parliament. The Parliament, by the way, first of all, is absolute majority. It's absolute majority CPDM. So if they want to talk about something, to vote about something, and the head which is in charge, which is the president of our republic, he is the head of CPTM. How can you expect that the people, or there's a vote that is different from what they want? So that cannot easily happen, and that is why we as Jovians are making sure that we organize enough youths to be or to have part in a political arena, so that when the time reaches in the future again in the parliament to take radical decisions that are going to affect our country, we can be able to have a say, not just allow one party to have absolute majority, which other party will remain irrelevant. And to conclude on that part, if we look at our history, we realize that the post of the Vice President was always there to show that in solidarity to Anglophone, to show we are one, as they said, one and indivisible. So we are going to include you here. As they said, we are one and indivisible, to show that we are going to include you here, to show that the rulership is going to be between two people. But now when the constitution was changed, it was not even that it was changed. When they changed from Federal Republic of Cameroon to the other republic, they started changing our things. But now they want to put back in the Vice President. The question is, are they going to put back the Federal Republic to it? That is my question. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Barrister Dr. Asong Michael, you have been moving across Cameroon and moving in Douala, are the youth aware about the situation? Are the people you meet on the daily basis on the streets aware? The bike riders, are they aware? And what are their opinion about the situation?
Okay, Mr. Jarvis, that's a very interesting question. The first thing I would like to draw your attention to is the fact that the regime did everything possible to create political apathy amongst the youth. Today we have this politician called Jacques Bertrand, who used to go around the town of Douala to every spot where there is garbage, make a video, condemn the government, how they are poorly managing garbage in the town of Douala. And he also denounced other things. For example, at Kululun, there has been a lot of such shortages, and he was condemning NAO, drawing the attention that those who live at Kululun, especially the buy and sellers and those who have stores carrying out their businesses, don't have light. He also mentioned the fact that Brenda Biya came on live and was asking the people of Cameroon that they should provide her with a girlfriend, knowing fully well that homosexuality is condemned by the penal code. But what happened to him? He was being illegally arrested on the 2nd of April, that's about a week ago, by the judicial police of the public security commissariat or police station of New Bell. So when you see this type of a scene, you realize that the government is aimed at crushing youths and instilling fear.
What you say, girlfriend, barrister?
No, let's not focus on Brenda, because that's not. I'm just trying to say that.
Girlfriend. No, it's for the purpose of clarity, so that you say girlfriend. Jean is my friend. He's a boy. I am a boy, so he's my boyfriend.
Mr. Jarvis, let's not waste time on that. We all know.
Oh, you refuse that premise.
We all saw.
No, will you refuse that premise?
We have all seen her.
No, will you refuse that premise?
We have all seen.
No, I understand. No, I understand. But will you remove?
I don't want us to focus on that.
Yes.
That will be a distraction.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is that there are many other youths who have condemned the regime.
This was the purpose of those that will say that. Why did I not ask? So I just.
I don't think that was just an aside. I'm just trying to show
you
and demonstrate how youth political apathy is being orchestrated by the regime. We also have I think Ramon Kota, who was also condemning the government. And there have been so many other youths who have condemned the government and ended up in prisons or under detention. That is how the government has succeeded in creating apathy amongst the youths. Now, there's another problem. The other problem is the political parties who are on seat are not sensitizing enough. It's rather unfortunate that since the day the bill of the vice president was being introduced at the National Assembly and being adopted, almost no political party made a statement.
Apart from SDF.
Apart from SDF. But SDF is complicated. Why? Because we saw the same president of the SDF party jubilating over the appointment of the new speaker of the National Assembly.
The appointment of the new speaker, was he appointed?
It was voted. Sorry, voted. It was voted. But I would say appointed because we know how it works. We know how it works with the CPDM. You choose somebody and everybody says yes. So you are going to realize that nobody really stood up to speak out. Professor Maurice Kamto came about 5 days after, which I found very, very abnormal as a political figure. Same like Issa Chiroma. They came days after. Whereas we have been talking about this post of the vice presidency 3 weeks before that particular bill was being introduced to the National Assembly. So we already knew that there was something that could happen.
Yeah.
And the political pressure needed to bring the regime to some sort of political intelligence and reasoning or wisdom was not being put in place, and many people were coming after, and that's a problem. Now, if you have been communicating, I communicated on it, and so many youths became aware. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that political parties are not engaging enough in sensitizing the population, and particularly the youth. And if they don't engage in doing that, then automatically the youth will not be aware. And the last thing is that the youths themselves have a role to play. You know, the youth, unfortunately, in Cameroon find themselves at the edge of everything that is going on now. The youths are those who are suffering most. And if you're suffering, automatically you should find durable solutions to your problem, not always sitting down to wait for somebody or have someone else to save you. And that's why some of us decided to engage in politics, because we know that through politics we can have the opportunity to be able to change things that will not only work for us, but that is going to work for everybody. So youths themselves will have to get to the level where they are conscious of the fact that they represent the continuity of the Republic of Cameroon. And since they are future leaders, they have to take decisions now which will permit them to be able to improve on their personal capacities, self-development, and also the collective development of the whole country, and particularly the youths as a whole. So this said, you understand why we have all the issues we are having now. We understand why the issue of the vice presidency is not being really a thing which is known and considered to be important to the youth. But nevertheless, we are not giving up. We keep on putting the necessary pressure. We keep on communicating on social media so that youths should become braver. They should engage, and they should know that their voice counts. And they must not obviously do the extraordinary. They can stand behind those youths who have taken the forefront, and they can support them by liking their videos on social media, by sharing their videos on different WhatsApp groups, because the goal is that the message should go around
and make some noise.
We should make a lot of noise, and if we're able to do that, then we'll create more awareness. We'll prepare the people to say the people who are sovereign according to Article 2 of our Constitution, because sovereignty belongs to the people, even though it is being exercised by their elected members. So at the end of the day, true power belongs to the people, and they can decide that their elected officials who are not serving their own interests should be kicked out. So we need to sensitize the people a lot and create that political awareness that is necessary for us to bring the change that we all desire.
Through Democratic Party of Barrister Ian Lewis, Barrister Fu, Esquire, let me find out from you. Is your party doing enough to sensitize the public, and what role have your party, what position have your party taken? Because so far we've seen only the Social Democratic Front that came out in a press conference to denounce it, though it was late, because we expected that this party will come out before, like Barrister, your colleagues, your learned colleagues said, they would have come out early enough. And is this just to come out and make press statements? What are pragmatic solutions?
Mr. Jarvis, I would like to start by saying that we of the True Democratic Party, we've been fighting on democratic practices. It's not today. It's no news that we've taken the president to court for non-respect of the Constitution. We filed a court case, an action against him at the High Court of Fako. We are at the. It's rather unfortunate the matter cannot go on due to service. No bailiff in the entire Yaoundé wants to go and serve. None. We've been taking actions, and they say little drops of water makes a glass. The action that we have to take, everybody cannot do the same thing. But you, from your own angle, what are you doing to remedy the situation? You have people who are taking certain actions. When people are saying that the youths are not involved, I think the first time I voted was in 2018. And I think in that polling station at OIC, I was the only young person.
Fast forwarding to 2025, we saw the difference. Those who were at the polls, there was a massive increase of young people. They were talking about it. They were there making sure it was counted. So the dynamic is changing. In as much as we've not gotten to the level we desire, but you can see the change. I'll quote the example of you have this group of young people in FACO. They call themselves the new generation of FACO elite. They organize campaigns from one quarter to the other in collaboration with Elecam, encouraging people to register. So people are doing it. The efforts they are putting is not enough. We can do better. But to undermine the efforts which the youths are putting, no, I will not say so. We are doing our best, but it's not good enough. So let's take other measures. And when you're talking about this bill introducing the position of the vice president, if you're asking that the youths are not talking about it good enough or whatsoever, I'll tell you, the last time we were here, I told you that the CPCM political party, they have good strategies. That's why they brought this phone